Hello and welcome here to the home of Football Stadium with me, Adam Allcroft, your commentator for this Northern Premier League East match between Sheffield FC and Stocksbridge Park Steels. This commentary is sponsored by Jason Rawson, carpet fitter and supplier. So I'd like to thank you all for joining us. We just want to let you know our mobile internet connection that we used to get all this out is quite poor here. Usually we had the same issue last year as well. So we have tried to alter some of the settings on the stream to try and make sure that this stays stable because we had some issues on Saturday as well. We're not sure how these work, so we're hoping it works. We're hoping it stays stable. Do keep us in touch with what you're listening to on here. So you can hear there the teams are now coming out. So we'll run through the teams for you. So for Stocksbridge Park Steels, the travelling team today, it's Ben Townsend in goal, Jack Dolman, Jack Tinker, Luke Hogg, Charlie Oglesby, Daniel Grierson, Curtis Turner, Alex O'Connor, Luke Rawson, Thomas Bull, and Jack Watson. The bench is Bailey Ty Baker, Ross Goodwin, Ifia Fabu, and Lewis McCaskill, and Luca Alco. The team of Sheffield, and this you have to still with because there have been some changes to it. It's Ed Hall, B. Raw, Coleman, Jamie Yates, Joshua Burns, Sophie Smith, Ted Brindley, Honeycott, Luke Mangum, Mark Newsham, Benny Nidlavu. The bench is Luke Aldrich, Jordan Pierpont, Adam Watson, and Chris Martin. The major changes, Sam Greenhouse was on the initial starting sheet for Sheffield FC, but he had an injury in the warm-up, which has led to him having to go off. If you can hear me, congrats, because the loud area is quite loud, as you can probably hear. Josh, you're actually coming through. I'm looking at my levels here as I am. So, don't apologise if you can't hear me. So, obviously, this is the big rivalry match for both sides in this league. So, players and share history. You notice a lot of former Steelers like Hall and Luke Mangum in the FC lineup. Number 13, Jordan. So you don't actually have as many former Sheffield FC players as they once had in their team. 15, Adam Watson. Look how they do often share players. Curtis Morrison. Anyway, both teams are ready to go. His assistant referee. Curtis Turner just is the captain to start off with us. The leading team as well on Saturday against Ashington. Sheffield FC are looking to bounce back after a 4-1 loss on Saturday as well. Hope you enjoy the game. So, if you check, one notable missing player for Sheffield FC is the former Steel Reece Fielding. He was their player of the season last year. Got quite a lot of goals as well. Is injured for this game. Lisa Burns and Smith being at the defence. So it is a very pleasant day here in North Derbyshire for this non-league match. We're very much forward to it. A big crowd has come here to spend their August bank holiday here at the oldest club in the world. And we are ready to get the game underway. Just so I don't know, I'm in an unusual commentary position. I'm at an end of a pitch, which is not the best position to commentate, but it's just what we have here. So the game is underway. So Sheffield FC get started in the black and red square shirts, black shorts and black socks, kicking from, from the view of the main stand here, left to right, while Stocksbridge Park Steels in the yellow shirt, blue shorts, blue socks, kicking from right to left from the view of the main stand. We are currently sitting behind the Sheffield FC goal with Ed Hall, the former Stocks player there, as Sheffield FC give away a foul in the Stocksbridge half and half. So just note that Jack Tinker is playing at right back today with Dolman at left back. Tinker hasn't usually played that position for us, but has done it on a few occasions. Normally, after substitutes, I think this might be the first time he's started in that position. Be an interesting challenge for him. Looks like he'll be facing up with Benny Nilvu, who's been in the goals for Sheffield FC early on. As Watson takes touch back to O'Connor, back to Dolman, who missed controls, and that allows him to game. But Dolman's fighting for it, lays it off for Watson. Watson just looking for his pass. He's going to run sideways. And he gets a foot in. He's still going with it before he eventually tumbles over. No contact made. Definitely not a free kick. Despite some appeals. Raw's just booted one away, and it's been headed on. And there's going to be a free kick to Sheffield FC for an arm being up on Luke Mangum. This is when our view is terrible because it's over at the very opposite end of the pitch. So here comes a free kick looking for the left-hand side. Headed into the 6-yard, dangerous, but Townsend collects. Townsend back in the team today after missing Saturday's match. As well goes long, Watson's going to try the lob. It's audacious. Hits the top of the bar. It's a big long ball from Townsend, and Watson's beat his man. He's got his left foot onto it and just trying to loft it overhead hole, and he was only inches away. Cracks off the bar. Almost a brilliant start for the Steels. We will try and keep you up to date with the other Northern Premier League East games going on today. Lots of local derbies, with it being Bank Holiday Monday. It's what the league tries to try and stop us going too far away, though. I think I've seen Ilkeston's at Whitby Town, so it's not completely worked out. Paul here will send the ball long. Don was going to look to win the header, but he's been beaten to that. Heading into midfield, good touch on from Yates, but goes to Oglesby, who now pass it on to Tinker in the right back position today. Takes his time for passing it back to Grayson, making his second start for the Steels. And then along to Oglesby, who's just taking his touch. So going to send it long, looking for the run of Thomas Poole here, but it's going to go out of play for a throw-in. Back here for Alfie Raw to take this throw-in. Throwing down the line, headed on and up front for Sheffield FC now before it goes back to Cribble, who knocks it long. Headed on by Cuts, trying to get down this right wing here, but has been ran out of play there. Just also noticed Nathan Modest, who's been a key star for Sheffield FC, is not playing today. Some big misses for Sheffield FC in this game, as there's just a throw for Dolman to take on this left-hand side. 4 minutes into this game. And throw just goes right back to Raw, but he boots it right back to Dolman, and Dolman's going to pass it back to Townsend. Mangum will press, but Townsend slices the ball forward, but he gets to turn. It's actually worked out quite a good pass. Clicks onto Watson, who turns, and he looking to find, it's actually Poole trying to find Watson on the left-hand side, but it's miskicked and going out for a throw-in. Oh, came from a bit of a slice ball that weren't that great. Sometimes the not-great balls end up working out because it's not what you expect. So it's back here for Raw to take the throw. Big throw down the line. Headed away though. Now Rawson making his first touch down to Poole. Takes a touch to take it away from his man, and then O'Connor gets it to O'Connor, flicks on for Watson. Can he keep it in? He does. Watson on the left wing. Big tackle goes in from Raw. It's out for Stocksbridge throw in. It's a good tackle there. But the Steels will take an advanced position in this game. Here comes throwing Dundal, being knocked into the air, but fight for it. Dorman's trying to get to it, tries to put across him, but it's been blocked and then cleared by Cribley. Goes back to Grayson here, who first time will knock the ball forward again, looking for Poole, but Coleman will be able to head that away. Poole's dropped deep to collect it. He's got it well there, but he's going to be harassed all the way. Being forced backwards, though, and Poole's still got the ball, lays it off for O'Connor, tries to put it through Rawson, but it's blocked, and O'Connor will then collect it before passing it back to Oglesby. The Steels will reset and go again. Back to Dolman now, who he tries to get past Cuts here, but Cuts blocks it. It's out for a throw-in. 6 minutes gone in the game, 0-0 between Sheffield and Stocksbridge Park Steels. Seeing some comments going, the footy man saying, "Come on, Steels," and Rawson brace say Rawson against his former clubs had several loan spells here, both from Chesterfield and Bradford Park Avenue. As the throw-in is immediately headed out for I was going to say Stocksbridge throw because I thought, but they've adjudged it to have come off Rawson last. Rawson is unhappy with that decision, as he does tend to be, but it's going to be Raw to now take this throw. Throwing down the line here from Raw. O'Connor going to fight for it, but it's been headed on beyond him. Well in from Grayson to head it away, but going to be head back in the by Cribley. It's a bit of head tennis at the moment. Watson misses that, and that allows Cribley to send it long, but Grayson blocks. Grayson's going to send one long for Watson chase. Watson had a little shunt to his side, which stops him from being able to get onto that. It's just going out for a throw in here, close to Sheffield's own corner flag. Grayson's range of passing is pretty impressive, to say the least. I think it's one of his positive attributes. Probably comes from the fact he's played in central midfield for quite a bit of his career. So here goes the ball through from Raw down the line. It's just be a battle midfield before it goes out of play, and it's going to be a Stocksbridge throw-in, despite the many appeals of the oldest club. And then throws it into O'Connor, back to Dorman, looking to cut inside. And back to Ozzy, who's clipped it long, looking for Rawson, who's going to fight for this one now. And he does head it sideways, but I think Poole has misread that a bit, allows Coleman to step in and clear. Oglesby will head that one right back before, or Cribley heads that right back, and then eventually gets knocked out of play, and it's going to be Sheffield FC's throw-in. Now here for Raw to do another long throw down the line to try and get as far down. It's been headed backwards there by O'Connor. It'll be another Sheffield FC throw-in. And this time in a good attacking position. And you can see, by the way, Sheffield FC are setting up. This is likely to be a long throw into the box. He's going as far back as he can next to the advertising audience here. Looking to try and cause some problems. Big physical side, Sheffield FC. Very proficient from set pieces. Big, long, lofted, high throw. Headed away by Stocksbridge. And then Dorman's the first onto it. Big boot away. Rawson will look to contest it. Chest it down here. Fort Erner, who's going to carry it forward. Laid back off to Watson. Watson puts pass through to Rawson. It's a good pass, but still got some work to do. Rawson's done some good footwork here. Rawson's thinking about going for it. He does go for it, but it's weakened behind the near post. I think perhaps just delayed taking the shot a bit too often there and didn't have the power on it needed. He's also off target as well. That doesn't help. Doesn't matter how much power you have on it if it's going to go off target. One of the leading scorers in the league, Luke Rawson. 5 goals in 5 games for a man at his former club today. Got to tell you that Concert, a 1-0 up on Ashington. Will Shaw has scored there. And Cleethorpes are down to 10 men against North Ferriby. Ben Middleton has been sent off. As it's just a battle in midfield. Sheffield FC have won it out. Got it to Yates, who's not one for the chase down the right wing, but Ozzy slices it away. It's gone backwards here, and Sheffield still on it, harassing Dorman, who's managed to rob the ball of him. Trying to get away from it now. He's done quite well, but it's still in that corner. And both teams fighting. Sheffield have got it now. They've knocked it off Dorman, and they've earned a corner kick, the first of the game. North Ferriby have then taken the lead against Cleethorpes. Danny Earl scoring there. So Rory Coleman, who is a set-piece specialist, scored several goals for Stocksbridge many years ago. And he will be looking to put the quality ball in. So Coleman here with the opportunity to put a quality set-piece in. He typically does. It'll be what Stocksbridge will be ready for, we'd hope so anyway. Here comes Coleman looking for that far end. It's not a well-delivered one after, so that was commentator's curse. But it does go back here to Cribley, who's been forced backwards, and back to Yates, who clips forward, but he's been blocked off. And then it's with Hogg, who's taking his time before clearing it away. But it's going to be headed back into midfield, but back to Tinker. It's a heavy first touch from Tinker. Before Tinker tried to drill it, but it's blocked, and then it's gone to a failed switch for Thomas Poole. Thomas Poole looking to switch play, looking for Turner. He's done it really well. Turner's got some space. He's on into the box on the left-hand side, looking to get it onto his right foot. Looking for it. Turns, lays it off for O'Connor. O'Connor then slices the ball. It's brilliant football from the Steels, but let down by the final ball from Alex O'Connor. It's absolutely fantastic football. Some great passing, but unfortunately, just O'Connor lacked that final ball there. Just needed to drill it across the 6-yard area, and you'd expect someone like Luke Rawson to be able to get the end of it with the form he's in. Hello, Neil Hennessy. UC Bill just dialed in. All the best today, lads. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully the stream is going okay. We have reduced a few settings, which might mean not a great visual experience as it usually is, but we're hoping that means we can stay a bit more stable because we're under not great connection issues because it's just not a great mobile internet around here. Paul sends it long, head up into the air. Sheffield get it down to ground before Well, Cribley knocks it long, but that's headed away by Grayson. Cribley will head it right back before Nulu heads it on. That's going to be a bit tighter. It's not long. Mangan's going to chase it, but Tinker, his former teammate, gets to it first and clears it out. Turner will collect it before it goes out for a throw in as well. Tries to knock it beyond. Peels for free kicks on both sides, but instead it's going to be Sheffield FC's throwing. 12 minutes gone in this game, and it is 0-0 between Sheffield FC and Stocksbridge Park Steels. And it's here with Coleman for the oldest club throwing. Throwing going down the line here, looking here for Newsham, who has scored the last 2 times that Sheffield FC have faced Stocksbridge, and he's just earned a corner for them. Second corner of the game for Sheffield FC. Coleman will get back on it as usual corner taker. Actually, it's very close to score. It's actually going to be a long throw in here. I say it's down at the opposite end of the ground, which, because our view position is not, we haven't got the best view of like we would normally have the side view. Bit similar to Ossett and Carlton Town, which we have similar issues at. Gone bounce into the box, it's gone to the edge, blocked. Oh, Jamie Yates shot there, tried to drill it in, but too many men in front of it, blocked and out for a throw into Sheffield. Throwing in looking for another Vu. And he's trying to get through his men, but Tinker's doing it. I think there might have been a foul there as well, but instead it will be a goal kick, fair enough. Ludvu having a bit of a physical battle with Tinker in a slightly different position to what he's used to. So it's back with Townsend for the goal kick. Back in the goal after doing best man duties at Ross Goodwin's wedding on Saturday. Stocksbridge, they're too busy appealing for a free kick rather than doing it. Sheffield FC able to clear because of it. Battle between Mangum there and Grayson, and Mangum commits the foul. Mangum was Stocksbridge's leading goal scorer in the 21-22 season. 18 goals, won every Player of the Season award before going to Beltown. And unfortunately, injuries affected his time there, as well as having, I think, 3 managers in the end. And now Townsend will send this long. Look for Ross. He's having his shirt pulled a lot, but he does head it back to Poole here, who takes a good touch. He's going to drill in. I think he's thinking of a shot, but instead he's going to try and drill across it. So shot instead, and it goes through the legs of one player, but Ed Hall is able to quite comfortably save it to his right. Poole returning to the game. He was also at Ross Goodwin's wedding on Saturday, and he's having quite a positive impact on this game so far. Hall sends the ball long. Headed on foot, goes back to Dolman. Dolman going to send a slice one forward, and I think Hall's going to just collect that one. It goes back into his box. He's headed it out in front of him. Hall will send it long. There is this physical battle between Oglesby and the striker. That one was definitely a foul from Oglesby, but not given. And look, Benny Nudlavu on the ball now before he gives it back to Yates, who tries to get it into the box. No one's making the run, and Townsend will collect it. We are 15 minutes gone in this game. It is 0-0 well, so far. Hello, Ian Sutton saying, come on, Steels. As it's back now for Townsend. Townsend will send it long. Watson had a little push over there, and he's staying down under that, but he's going to get back to feet in midfield for Sheffield FC now. Favourable touch from Mangum as he gets it onto the right-hand side here. Looking to find Mangum again on the right wing. He's not great touch. It's the back of Mangum's leg, and that does allow Grayson to come in, stab the ball out for a throwing. And it's going to be, I think, threatening a long throw here through Connor Cuts, but instead he's going to leave it for Raw now. Big long throw in, free header, and it's somehow not in, and then the second one blocks, Peels for handball, and it's cleared away. Big shot in the box, it was blocked. Every hand from Sheffield FC went up to claim for handball. It's too far away for us to be able to tell. And now Stockbridge are trying to launch the counter-attack through Thomas Poole, who gets the first touch on his man. On the right-hand side, he's got Ross in the middle, but there's quite a few Sheffield FC defenders. Gets man, and there's a foul there, and that is going to be given, and Stockbridge have a good position for a free kick. Reminds me, Sheffield FC got a penalty in the last game of the season. Well, Stocksbridge's last game of the season. It was that weird one when there was 19 teams for the league, and Stocksbridge playing the last game of the season where everyone else had one left. And Stockbridge did concede a penalty through Lee Cooksey, the former Sheffield FC captain, but it was a foul outside the box, which was Mark Newsham tucked away that penalty and led it to be 1-1. The last 2 games at this ground have been 1-1. And Thomas Poole will back on set piece duty. Much missed on Saturday, his set pieces. Usually very dangerous, as see the likes of Charlie Oglesby and Luke Rawson in the box as well, and Dan Grayson as well. We've not really seen what his capability in the air are. Oglesby right now just standing offside, so I think he needs to get back on, or else he could end up in a bit of trouble. He gets back on there. He comes looking for the low one, but that's cleared by Coleman on the first. It was, I can see what they were trying to do, and it hasn't worked. And Sheffield are able to just get that away. It's Mark Newsham with the big clearance in the end. Goes back to Townsend, who's going to boot it right back. But Coleman will head it right back. Tinker's going to get it. Heads it away, actually. Gets it to Poole, who first back to Tinker, who clips it forward first time. Rawson's header. Watson might be able to nip on it. He does. He gets it through Wall's legs. And it's 1-0 to the Steels. Jack Watson scores his first goal for Stocksbridge. It's a great finish from Watson, who just latches onto Rawson's header. And we've got quite a strong Stocksbridge transport who have been sent into delirium after that one. It's a great goal for Jack Watson. His first for the Steels, his first competitive one. And he will open his account here today. Gets it through Ed Hall's legs as well. Fantastic. And Stocksbridge 1-0 up here at the home of Football Stadium after 18 minutes. So we'll get the game underway soon. Stocksbridge are just returning there. The board over the opposite end. We Stocksbridge obviously one of the few teams in this league that actually have a scoreboard, but it's an all physical one where they actually have to volunteer, put the scores up. That one must sting when you have to put it up for the opposition team. But Stocksbridge now leading 1-0 here. As Stocksbridge clear has gone. Sheffield have done well to keep that in play. Send it long here through Burns, looking for the right hand side. Head away by Dolman. And it's going to go out for a throw-in. Hello, Jordan Lemon, the person who scored for Stocksbridge last time we were here at the Home Football in the last minute. Thankfully, we haven't had to wait that long this time. Just 18 minutes for the first goal of Stocksbridge rather than 93rd at Lemon's great goal last year. Big lofted ball in. Townsend manages to punch it away. Nuluvu will chase it down on the left-hand side. Does get it, but he has to go deep to get it. Pass it sideways here to Cribley. Gets it across to Yates, then back to Cribley, who gets it back to Nudlevu. And then here comes the ball in, headed away by Grayson. Back to Yates, who's looking to get it in. Back 1-2, gives it back to him, and then back to Cuts, who spreads it onto the left-hand side. Ball goes in, touchdown, and it's going to be trying to get back here to Coleman, who takes a powerful shot, flashes just wide. Coleman not being too far up against his former side. And now it's back for Townsend to take the goal kick. 20 minutes gone. I mean, another goal to tell you about in the non-Premier League East. Carlton Town, a 1-0 on Grimsby Borough. David Adegbola, that's another one that's going to make me struggle. Do apologise if anyone listens in post this match and hears my pronunciation of Benny Nudlevu. It's not great. And it's a throw in here to Sheffield FC as Raw throws it down the field, intercepted, but then immediately knocked out of play for another Sheffield FC throw in, just well into the Stocksbridge half, and they're trying to get it beyond the man down the right hand side here. They do get it into the box, but it's very weak ball in, and Townsend will collect it. Actually, I think it's gone out of play before it's even done that. It's a goal kick. 21 minutes gone, 1-0 to the Steels so far. Here comes a long ball forward from Townsend. It's going to be, well, a thought uncontested away, but it's headed right back to Sheffield FC. O'Connor's going to come down the left-hand side, slips through Watson down the left wing. Watson looking to get back on his right foot, puts it in toward, looking for Turner, but it's beyond him, and Yates is able to clear it. Hogg fighting for the ball. All before Nudlavu heads it away, but goes back to Hogg, and he was looking for the front of Poole, but Poole was caught wrong-footed there. Rawson's going to challenge Coleman as he clears it out, and he does get it away though, Coleman. Turner gets a bit of a deflection onto it, headed back by Tinker, who tries to keep it in, but they can only knock it out of play. It's a throw into Sheffield FC on that left-hand side. So, back for Coleman, who's going to throw it into Nudlavu. He missed touch and now allows Poole to get in, but he just boots it right out of place. Another throw in Sheffield in a pretty much identical position. Here comes a long throw here from Coleman. Tinker just about heads it away before it goes to Poole, who boots it back out into an identical position. It feels like we're hitting Groundhog Day with these throw-ins at the moment. So it goes to the right-hand side here. Wait, it's a bit of a battle here for Cuts, who puts a good quality ball in, cleared away the first by Turner, and then Watson gets a big long ball looking for Poole, but it headed away by Coleman before it can get to him. It would have been on a break Poole if it got through. Not long here from Cribley, but Grayson able to head it away fairly comfortably. Then back to Watson, then back to Dolman, and he's going to send it long looking for Rawson, and Rawson might get the beating of his man. He's got to fight for it, but it's a good head by Smith there, who eventually is able to just get it out for the throw. Good work from Rawson to cause the problem, but also very good work from Alfie Smith to boot it, well, to just get it out of play and avoid Stockbridge's leading scorer from causing more problems. Back for Dolman here now to take. Throwing. Throws it to Watson, who takes the touch in towards the corner flag. He's being followed by Rob. Back to O'Connor. Then back to Watson, who is going to get pushed off the ball there by Cribley. It's good work from him, and they put it forward towards Mangum here, who gets immediately left by Turner, who comes in on him. Watson has the ball now. It's Dolman, first look back, looking forward, but stepped up from Joshua Burns and away. Back to Grayson, who knocks it away. And Turner's going to be look to be the first one on this. Gets it to Poole on the right wing. Poole back into midfield to Hogg. Clipped over looking for Turner, but Turner's going to have to fight for it. Turner might have snuck in here, but it's eventually away from Yates after the initial mistake from him. Coleman now gets on the left-hand side. He's been pushed into his own corner flag by Poole. Coleman can only kick it out of play for a Stocksbridge throw-in. 24 minutes gone here. It's 1-0 to Stocksbridge. Goal from Jack Watson, his first competitive goal for Seals. Scored a few in pre-season. Thrown into Turner. Back here to Tinker. Good looking ball in. It's over the top of Rawson, and Hall comes and collects it. Oh, putting I see. I know it's early in the season. Have you got still season prediction? Oh, I don't know yet. It's hard to say this early into the season with while teams are still settling down. And ball goes long, headed on by Mangum. It's forward, but then knocked away. So with Hogg now, who takes the initial touch to Tinker. Tinker, and we're going to have a stoppage because I believe there's a head injury there to Mark Newsham, who will need some treatment. The Sheffield FC physio just preparing to get on. While we wait for that, there has been a goal to tell you about in the local West Yorkshire derby. Pontefract Collieries are leading 1-0 against Ossett United. Adam Priestley has scored there. The Gibraltar international. So just having a bit of a break in the game here as Newsham just gets looked at a bit. It looks like he will be finding good to continue. You don't want to see players like him have to go off. That's always a shame for the spectacle of the sport. But it's going to be, I think, a throw into the Steel Seals. Were in possession. And the teams are back on after having a quick drink, taking the opportunity there. So it's going to go back to Townsend. He will get in his arms and he's going to restart play here. Here it goes. Long ball forward, looking for Rawson, who controls it backwards towards Hogg. Hogg, big towering header towards Thomas Poole, who gets it on the right wing. Passes it inwards, then back then to Poole again. Back now to O'Connor, gets it through to Watson, who's looking to turn. Trying to slip through Poole. Is Poole not offside? He is offside. Rawson misses it anyway as it comes into the 6-yard box, but his turn actually was offside. I do apologise, but it was more good play there. Did initially think it might have been, and the linesman proved me correct on that one. Back now to Ed Hall to take this free kick away after the offside flag. prevents that attack from continuing. Ball goes long from Hall, headed on, but no one's there to collect it. But Newsham's going to harass Hogg as he goes back to collect it. He gets pushed in the back there, but no free kick given. Hogg still somehow gets away with it. He knocks it off Nudlavu, and it's going to be a throw-in close to the own corner flag. Right, throwing goes and then they send it long after the throw. Watson controls it really well, but then he just allows Raw to nip in. It's now with Cribble who knocks it long, but it's been tackled by Oglesby, and then back with Hogg who slips it through to Rawson. Not a great touch though, gives it back to Cribbley in midfield. Connor's trying to not let him loose, but he does get passed through for that. Pass is blocked by Turner. Goes to the right wing for Sheffield FC though. They put it into the box, but it's going to be back comfortably in Townsend's arms here. 28 minutes gone in this game. 1-0 to Stocksbridge Park. Steals goal from Jack Watson on the 18th minute. Grayson will send this one long, looking for Rawson. Knees it down. He's gone down to the right wing, Rawson. And he's got no one in the box, or really. Watson's there now. He's looked long, fucking for O'Connor. O'Connor gets the header. 2-0. It's a beautiful cross, that. And O'Connor's just there at the far post, not a man over his header.
Number 8, Alex O'Connor.
But it's a fantastic one, and we are now 2-0 up here at the home of Football Stadium. Fantastic header from Alexander, who didn't have a great game really on Saturday. I think some of his set piece delivery came under criticism from me mostly, but this time it's a great header from him, and Stocksbridge are leading 2-0 here. Brilliant header. And so 2-0 to the Steels here after that goal from Alex O'Connor. The Stockbridge just returned in position. Sheffield FC will be very unhappy with some of their defending there, especially because it wasn't even Rawson in the box. He was the one creating. Great, fantastic cross from him. Turned creator rather than goal scorer in that one. Since long ball from Sheffield FC, Grayson heads it away. And before another ball goes in, but he heads it away again. Rawson head on to Poole now. Poole takes a touch, cuts inwards, and he's looking forward, but it's deflected off the back of a Sheffield FC player, and Turner's going to try and cause a problem. He goes back to Hall before Hall sends it long. Gets it back to Hogg, and he's going to try and get it towards the left-hand side to Watson. Good touch. He's going to have the run of O'Connor there, and he's going to look for the run of O'Connor, and O'Connor might just get to it. Hall's rushing out, and then he gets in. It's actually some good physicality from Alfie Raw that stopped O'Connor from being able to nip in at that far end. O'Connor seems to have come to life a bit more after scoring that goal that put the Steels 2-0 up in this one. Ball going long here on the right-hand side with Sheffield FC again as they are close to the box here. Goes back here to Cribbley, putting a ball in, early ball in, head away by Grayson, and then Turner gets through the first ball and he managed to get away. No foul given despite him going down. Goes to Poole's going to send it long, but Rawson's not even going to run for that one. It's going to go pretty harmlessly back to Ed Hall. Ball goes long there, head away by Dolman and back to O'Connor, who touches it on to Hogg, back to the left-hand side to Dolman. Dolman's going to send it long, and Watson's going to chase onto that. And Watson, if he can beat it, the ball going out, he's going to have a good chance here, and he does keep it in on the edge here. Watson's looking to beat man, but good tackle in from Raw, and Raw's going to dispossess him completely before passing it out of trouble. Ball going long here, chested down. O'Connor tries to nip him, but gets it to Nudlavu, who's trying to evade tackle, but it's well in from Hogg, but the tackle ends up going out to Cuts, who looking for the run down the right of Nudlavu, who has it now. He's going to face up with his defender. Oglesby stepped out to get to him, and he does touch it back, goes back to Yates here, and he's going to cross it onto the left-hand side. Back here with Coleman, who's come up forward. Look, Nudlavu, who seems to be everywhere, has gone to the left wing now. Evades one tackle, and he's got evaded two tackles. He's into the box, puts a low ball across, but Hogg blocks it. It's a corner kick to Sheffield FC. Big corner for Sheffield FC, who will definitely want to try and get one back before the break. And see, we just wait for this corner kick. Okay, so Rory Coleman, fantastic set piece delivery. And will be a threat throughout this game. Big long ball in, and it's faded everyone in at the far post. Sheffield FC get the header, but it's gone wide. I can see the fans behind the goal there appealing for a penalty. but nothing is going to be given. Laid out here to Grayson, who lays a pass off now to Tinker. Takes a good touch. Will now send it long. He's looking for Jack Watson, but going to be intercepted and headed back to the goalkeeper by Raw. Hall will take it to his feet now. Alex O'Connor's goal, by the way, just coming on the 28th minute. Hall sends it long, gets a bit of a jeering from the Stocksbridge fans, his former team, as he did get it to Cuts, who headed it beyond Dolman, but beyond everyone else as well, out for a goal kick now. So back for Townsend here, who will take this goal kick, who's was on best man duties on Saturday for Ross Goodwin's wedding. I mean, I don't know if there's any clip of his speech, but that's the one thing I would like to hear more than pretty much anything else. As he's going to get it tended towards the Stocksbridge's left wing. He's looking for Rawson, but headed away by Cribbley into midfield. Bit of a battle there, but it goes out to Poole, who's over on the left-hand side. Then back to Hogg, who's going to send one for Watson to Chase, who controls it well. He's beat the linesman's flag here, Watson. Watson's going to cut on the inside. He's going to have 2-men-1. Here comes the shot from Watson, but he gets it under the ball, and naturally that's closer to the corner flag than it is the actual goal. Well, goal kick here for Sheffield FC. 33 minutes gone in this one, and it is 2-0 to Stocksbridge Park Steels. So back here for Hall to take this goal kick. Came to Sheffield from Ossett United last year. It's his first start of the season after battling for that number 1 jersey with Jordan Pierpoint. But after 4 goals conceded on Saturday, the manager Ryan Creswell has chosen to pick Hall, as it's with Yates, who's tried to put a diagonal ball across for Cuts to chase. Cuts is going to go to the right wing to try and get it, but Dolman's on first. It's a great tackle by Cuts there, and Cuts is going to drive into the box on the right wing, low crossing, blocked in corner kick. So a mistake from the young Jack Dolman, making his first start for Stocksbridge today, and Cuts has made the most of it, but then it's a really good, I think it's Luke Hogg there who's gone in to block it, and it's another corner for Sheffield FC. It's their 4th of the game. Quite a few big men. This is when they're probably going to miss Reece Fielding, who scored so many goals for Sheffield FC from set pieces like this last year. Was very strong in the air. Brilliant season for him. A huge miss for the Sheffield FC side. Long corner goes in, headed out, needs the second header, and then O'Connor gets the second header. It is back with Yates. He's going to take long distance shot, and it's over. And it's actually going to be a corner kick. It's took a deflection there as he's taken the shot. So 5th corner of the game for Sheffield FC. Some nerves for the Steel's defence right now. As Stocksbridge will have to be at their best defending now. As we wait. There's a scattered amount of players in the box. Ball going to the far end, headed away. There, and O'Connor will look to be the first onto it, but I think he's been robbed of it by Cribbley. Then back to Yates, who puts a looping ball in. It's onto the edge of the box, takes a shot. It's just over. I think Townsend may have got a touch to it. He has done. And it was Connor Cuts with the shot, and it was a great save from Townsend, who has touched that over the bar. And Sheffield FC are continuing this period of pressure that they have at the moment. Feels like I'm seeing every Stocksbridge fan who comes to our home games here today just walking past my position here at the front. As Royal Common Press take the 5th corner, I believe. I've lost count now. Here it comes. Good looking one as well. He's headed it. He's in the back of the net. Sheffield FC have one back. Can't see who it was with the goal. So he's at the far end of the pitch, so we couldn't see, but that's going to add a few more nerves for Stocksbridge Park Steels, as Sheffield FC do have one back, and it's 2-1 here.
Goal scorer for Sheffield, number 6, huh?
Yeah, you probably heard the other thing. It's number 6, Alfie Smith, who's got it, and Stocksbridge will be really frustrated after a great first half so far, and Rawson's going to get hauled down. It's going to be a free kick there to Stocksbridge, and another big opportunity to get a goal immediately back now. Rawson hauled to the ground. Rawson often don't get those free kicks for him. Some more goals tallied back during that. Pontefract are now 3-0 up on Ossett. Jack Boyle and Adam Hoare has made it 3-0 for them against Ossett United, while Carter Town are 2-0 up on Grimsby Borough. Lamin Manor has scored there. So Thomas Poole with a chance to whip a ball into the box here from about 30 yards out to front right wing. Here comes the ball looping in, headed up in the air by Rawson, and it's going to be just marshalled out of play. It's going to be a goal kick. Well, did have a really good delivery. Rawson not too far off getting a proper connection to it. Now back with Ed Hall. With Sheffield FC back in this game now, 2-1 to the Steels. Sheffield FC's period of pressure paying off with that corner kick and that we were saying about the threat from the set pieces. There it was. All goes long here. Headed away by Hogg. Look for Ross to control it, but he's lost his touch there. Goes back here to Cribley, who's being followed by O'Connor all the way. He's being forced backwards here. Watson joined him before it went back to Raw, who's just booted that one long. Headed on before it goes back now to Grayson, who boots it away. And it's been headed out to Watson on the left-hand side. He's got some space to run at the defence. And here comes Watson, cutting in on the inside. Thinking of what pass to do. He said he's going to go for the shot. It's a low shot, and it's straight at Ed Hall in the end. Confident after his first goal, but didn't have the finish on that one. Back now with Hall in the goal. 38 minutes gone, 2-1 to the Steels. Sends it long, looking for to get it down the right wing, but Dorman heads away more sideways. Nudlovu wins that header, but unchallenged until O'Connor just volleys it away. It's one for Watson to try and put some pressure on Raw for, and Raw will head it beyond Watson and out for a throw into that pretty full terrace stand to the right here. And Dolman's going to come up and take this throw in. Throws it down looking for Rawson, but it's headed straight back out again by Raw. So Dolman gets another chance to put a throw in. Throws it down for O'Connor. I thought that might be a foul throw, but Sheffield FC have won it and cleared it away. Oglesby will look to try and get it, but he's been pressed by Newsham. Passes it all the way back now to Townsend, who takes a touch forward. Continues to take it forward. And now he's going to send it forward, looking for Rawson. Rawson will head it backward, looking for Poole, but intercepted by Yates and then booted away by Coleman. Just gone into the Stocksbridge half now, and Grayson just lost that physical battle with Newsham here. Newsham will try and get down the left side, but Grayson's robbed it back and passed it back to Townsend, who sent it long and then had to be headed away by Burns, and it's just neither side keeping possession at the moment. O'Connor's almost nicked it back there as well as it goes back to Yates, and then there's a foul in there from Turner. Ball goes to Nudlovu here on the left-hand side, looking to run at his man here, and he's taking on two players, and he can't take on the third there. Hogg's the one who stops him, and Hogg's going to carry it out to Poole, who clips it over the top, and no one's there over the top, and Hall's going to be pretty happy to have this in his art, well, to his feet. Didn't have to do much to get it there. Hall will send it to the left-hand side. Dolman gets somewhat a header away, but it gets it to Hogg, who takes a good touch. He flips it to O'Connor, who gets it now to Dolman on the left, who's going to run forward with it, and he's going to try and drill a pass through, but it's just misplaced, and Burns will intercept. Rawson was making a good run there as Oglesby heads that bomb ball away. O'Connor will flick it on, but then back to Burns, who boots it up. Then Tinker will head it away and then headed back behind Cribley, and it's just a bit of head tennis. Nudlovu's got it to ground though. He's looking positive, running at the defence, trying to cut inside. He's looking for the shot, takes a shot straight at Townsend. That's the danger Nudlovu offers. He's a direct player, right? He to run at people. Has a few goals for Sheffield already this season, but he was right at Townsend that one, and the Steels were just looking at it, keeping the lead going into the end of the half. Sent long, it almost goes all the way through there again, but gets a hole in the end. Rawson was the one trying to nip in and see if he could create a mistake between the two defenders. Paul lays it out in front of him. Sent long. before it just goes knocked out of play. Going to be a throw in here on the right hand side for Sheffield FC. Thrown into two Mangum, who's been forced backwards, then back to Raw, who puts across him and headed away. But the second ball's collected by Sheffield, by Cribley, who tries to slip Mangum in. Mangum is looking to get through, gets it to Novu, back heel looking for Mangum again, but intercepted by Tinker, who's looking to get away from his man before sending a long ball forward that Watson is going to chase and try and cause problem, and he's beaten it there, and he's trying to flick it over towards Rawson, and it just doesn't work out there. You can always see there's a bright, clever idea with Watson, but this time he can't get it towards him. Team best forever going saying, come on, Sheffield. We've got obviously a few oldest club fans listening in today as the ball goes long. Knocked down by Mangum, but no foul given, surprisingly, but being won quite well there by Cuts, who's heading down the right hand side. But he missed, does his ball in there, can't get his foot round it properly, and it hits a tree before bouncing back into the home of football stadium. 42 minutes gone in this game, and it is 2-1 to Stocksbridge Park Steel. Stockbridge's goals coming from Jack Watson and Alex O'Connor, while the Sheffield goal coming from Alfie Smith. Brighouse are 1-0 up on Liverpool. Mohamed Kassim has scored there. It's a good long ball. There goes to Turner, who's just having to evade a few tackles. He's forced backwards doing so. Lays it off to O'Connor, who's looking for a positive pass forward. He's going to move forward, but it's a good sliding challenge from Cribbler, who gets it stuck in his legs at the same time, but it's a fantastic challenge. He's trying to launch the attack here now. Gets it to Newsham, who's looking for the run of Nudlavu. It's a good run there, and Tinker's trying to force him out, and yet Nudlavu has run out of space and will go out for a Stocksbridge throw-in. So bang on the right side before Tinker just boots it away. Look for Watson, who has to try and head it, but he can't do that. It goes back to O'Connor still, though, will give it back to Oglesby. He knew exactly where he wanted it, Oglesby, and now he's going to send one long for Watson to try and chase. Obviously, this is something they're targeting against Alfie Raw today, and Raw taking the last touch, and it's gone out. Well, I thought Raw took the last touch. It's actually going to be a Sheffield FC throw-in. Didn't think Watson had got a touch on it, but that's what the referee has decided on this one. Kick back now to be taken here by Raw. Long throw forward, headed on before it goes back to Dolman, who chests it down and is going to try and loft one high. Oh, Rawson trying to head it on the left hand side. Watson will look to get it. Appeals for offside not given. Watson looking to slip it in, but then cleared away by Yates. They tried to hold it up, Sheffield FC, but the header from Newsom to try and hold it up has actually gone into the car park mixed to the Coach and Horses pub. So it's going to be a throw in here for Dolman to take on this left hand side. We're getting close to half time here now. It's Dom. The volunteer has eventually got the ball back, and we've got two balls now over there. So Dolman will, as the game now will resume with Dolman's throw-ins. Two Stock players making movements, trying to create space. Instead, Dolman's going to throw it long and headed on by Rawson, but going to be returned to Dolman, who takes the short pass to Watson. Watson turns side to Turner, looking for the ball down left hand side. Dolman tries to keep it in, he does, but he boots it out for a goal kick, and it almost cracks one of our Stocksbridge fans on the edge over there, who has the green and pink South Yorkshire flag, Stocksbridge. Do love our travel and support, and they have travelled in their numbers to this local fixture here on Bank Holiday Monday. The last Bank Holiday until Christmas, don't you know? As Hall will send this one long towards the right wing of Sheffield. Oglesby will look to try and head it away. He does, and it goes to Watson, who loses that battle there to Raw, but Raw can only knock out play for a Stocksbridge throwing. Haven't seen the added time board coming up now. We're going to have 2 minutes worth of added time. And Dolman will have the big throw down looking for Rawson, who heads it on, and Paul might get the beat of his man here. Tries to back heel it back in, but it's knocked off Burns here, throwing to the Steels. And Dolman will come up, and Stockbridge are going to see if they can do a bit of a sucker punch here to Sheffield before the break. See the local pundit in our comments going, come on lads, and also Lego Superhero Production saying, come on lads. Back to Dorman after getting to Watson. Watson back to Dorman. Dorman into the box here. Lays off a turn. Paul takes a shot. It's deflected. And that takes the sting out of the shot and goes back to Hall. It's a really nice idea. Really good play from Stocksbridge, but it was good defending from Sheffield FC as well to block the pull shot, which looked quite good before. I think it was Burns in the way of it. Sent long here by Hall, but headed away by O'Connor. Rawson can't challenge for it. He's offside, and he will return it. And Dolman tried to get a foot onto it, but he can only knock it out for a throw-in. Into a minute of added time here. Ball goes into the box there for Sheffield after the throw-in, but Townsend will claim it. And Townsend will take it and bounce ball a few times before big boot forward, and Watson's going to see if he can peel off his man again. He heads beyond, and Watson's going to see if he can get him, but it's been well mocked off by Smith there as it goes back to Hall. Watson almost managing to get onto Rawson's flick on. You can see this tactic working really well between the big and little, traditional big and little man up front for Stocksbridge with Watson and Rawson, and it has worked quite well. As the offside flag goes up on Rawson, it's going to be a Sheffield free kick. We probably should, but I imagine that this free kick, where most of the Sheffield teams going forward, probably be the last action of this half. Hall's going to actually go to take this one. He's off shot to Coleman. Coleman's going to take a couple of touches before clipping a good-looking ball in. It's through everyone before it's cleared away by Rawson. And that is going to be half-time. So the Steels are leading 2-1 here. So Stocksbridge did take the lead. Failure on Watson scoring on the 18th minute after getting onto a Rawson flick on. And then the lead was doubled when Rawson's cross was heading in at the far post by Alex O'Connor. However, Sheffield's set-piece prowess paid dividends to eventually fall them. Rory Coleman's corner getting headed in by Alfie Smith after taking a deflection through. It's 2-1 to Stocksbridge going into the second half. We will see you in 15 minutes. Hello and welcome back here to the Northern Premier League East commentary between Sheffield FC and Stockbridge Park Steels. I'm your commentator, Adam Allcroft, and we are sponsored by Jason Rawson, Carpet Fitter and Supplier. The team's just walking back out here. The Steels leading 2-1, goals from Jack Watson and Alex O'Connor had them 2-0 up, but Sheffield did get one back. It was a header from Alfie Smith which had them back. You see Ben Townsend out in front of us now. He's gone in the goal in front. Obviously, if you weren't here at the start, our competition is behind the goal. We're behind the Stocksbridge goal for this half. So it's a bit of a challenge compared. Well, it's always a challenge doing the job, but more of a challenge than it usually is. We can't really see that well over at the opposite end of the field. So it's just waiting for that. The music here, just making sure that we're going to get a proper copyright strike after this game. We're not. So it's just Alex O'Connor, the last one on Twitter, I've seen him head on. Hey, Pete Gostraw's here today. He's back as well. That's nice to see. Love to see Pete back. Maybe that's why we're winning. It's all down to Pete. We are getting ready. Thomas Poole standing over it, waiting for the music to go down. There it is. And here we go. So Stocksbridge Park Steels get the game underway in the yellow shirts, blue shorts and blue socks, kicking from left to right if we are in the main stand. And then Sheffield FC in the red shirt, red and white shirts, black shorts and black socks, kicking from right to left. Grayson's trying to spread one to the right wing, but it's overhit. Going to go back for Hall to collect. So Hall is taking his time with it here. Sheffield FC will look to try and equalise in this half as they get it to Newsham, who knocks it on, and they're just going to get it into the box, but Townsend will come out and claim that one. Takes his time. Former worktop goalkeeper, drilling it long, looking for Rawson, headed away from him, but Poole tried to get on there. It was going to go for actually for a Sheffield FC throw, and I thought that came off Alfie Smith last, but not as the case might be there. Throws it long here, goes to the side. There's a tackle. Benny Ludlove, who has not been penalised for it, and he only runs it out of play. Going to be back to be a Stocksbridge throw-in now. And it's back here for Tinker to take the throw-in now. Poole will flick it onto Rawson, chest it to feet. Rawson trying to put the ball backwards, but he loses the ball there too, Cribley, before it goes back to Coleman, who clears it off Rawson for the throw-in. Okay. And now it's back here for Coleman, who's going to take this throw-in now. We have a bit of a slow start to this half. It's not been a slow start, but Stockton, they're 1-0 up on Newton Aycliffe. Michael Fowler, they'll be Stockbridge's next bonus a week on Saturday in the FA Trophy. As well, clip long, but Tinker heads it off the back of Nudlovu, and it's going to be a throw-in to Stocksbridge. As he throws it down long, here's it to Poole, who's unchallenged, but then the middle almost loses it to Nudlovu. He gets it through his legs in the end. Poole's still on the ball. Not got many options in front of him. He's going to flick it to Tinker on the right hand side, who's going to try to put the ball in. Watson heads it on, looking for the right hand side, looking for a rush on, but no one was there for it. Out for a goal kick for Hall to take. So again, it is nice. I come on much energy. I've just seen in the comments, obviously, the local pundit must be a Sheffield FC fan saying Cressy with a half-time hair dryer. Flame emoji, flame emoji. We'll see how Ryan Creswell has changed team. There has been no changes to the teams. We'll read them out for you now. So Sheffield FC, it's Ed Hall, Alfie Raw, Rory Coleman, as they just actually on the attack here, but it's a good tackle there from Tinker. Stops Benny Nudlovu getting through, and it's now Hogg who's going to clear that one down. Goes back to Coleman left hand side, puts the ball in, goes to Mangham's drop deep to collect. Tries to get it to the left hand side, gets it to Nudlovu, who's going to cut inside, pass it into midfield to Cribley, who spreads it out to the right side. But Watson's cut that out, and they're going to try and see if they get the counter, trying to get through to Rawson, but it's too overhit. Hall comes out of his box and boots that one away. So, yes, so the teams. Ben Townsend in goal for Stockbridge. It's just Sorry, I've just looked down to look at the team. I think it's has it just clobbered someone in the head there? Yeah, it's clobbered. Sorry, I was looking down at the team sheet, start reading that, and I heard the ooh, and there was a player draped over the a fan, I mean, draped over the hoardings. It's turned out the ball's hit the lad on the head before bouncing out. Right, it's a decent header to be fair. It's got some distance on it as it's gone into the car park. That's what they say about non-league football. You can get proper up close and personal to it, and sometimes too up close and personal to it. Anyway, Sheffield FC prepare for the injury lawyers for you. Coming up later for that one as Hogg knocks it away, but it's clear down line and Newsham's going to try and cause havoc, but Oglesby knocks it away, but it's to Nudlavu here before Oglesby knocks it off Nudlavu, and it's going to be a Stocksbridge throw-in, so we will eventually get the team on, as long as this throw-in doesn't hit someone in the head and injure them again. Ben Townsend in goal for Stocksbridge, then it's Jack Dolman, Jack Tinker, Luke Hogg, Charlie Oglesby, Daniel Grayson, Curtis Turner, Alex O'Connor, Luke Rawson, Thomas Poole and Jack Watson. The bench is Bailey Baker, Ross Goodwin, Ifya Fabu, Lewis McCaskill and Luca Di Falco. Actually, a free kick to Sheffield FC in a dangerous position after that throw-in, so this will be one to keep an eye on. Then for Sheffield FC, Ed Hall in goal, then it's Alfie Raw, Rory Coleman, Jamie Yates, Joshua Burns, Alfie Smith, Ted Cribley, Connor Cutts, Luke Mangan, Mark Newsham, Benny Nudlavu. The bench is Luke Aldrich, Jordan Pierpoint, Adam Watson and Curtis Morrison. So here comes the free kick. It's a good-looking ball, but hit away at the near post by Turner. Nudlavu's collected it back here to Coleman. He's going to put another cross in, blocked by Finley R. Turner, but not giving back to Nudlavu on the left-hand side. Puts the ball in, but it's deflected off, and Tinker will boot away, but only back to Coleman here. He's going to put another ball in, but Townsend claims he had a little bit of a spill of it initially, but he's able to claim it quite well on the second attempt. 49 minutes gone in this game so far, and it's Stocksbridge 2, Sheffield FC 1 here at the home of Football Stadium. Watson's just lost the ball in a bit of a dangerous position. Sheffield FC getting on the attack down this right-hand side. They're going down here, comes across, blocked by Luke Hogg, who's covered well. It's out for a Sheffield FC throw-in, so Sheffield FC have got on it now after they look to get the equaliser in this game. Stocksbridge having been 2 goals up at one stage. It will be a long throw here. They haven't committed that many forward for it though. I say long throw. Now people are coming in short, and they're going to look for the run here on the right hand side. They've got it here, but they've knocked it off. Hogg there. It's actually going to be a corner kick to Sheffield FC here, where it was from this sort of position they got the goal in the first half. So Stocksbridge will need to be much improved from these set pieces. They just conceded quite a lot of them. That was a problem. A lot in succession, and how good they are. They do eventually seem to score one. So here he comes with a corner, lots of movement in the box, looking for the far post. Oglesby gets the header away, and it's going to go out for a throw-in on the left wing for Sheffield now. Some early pressure for the oldest club. As Roy Coleman's been allowed to run over to come take this one. Means we are in a bit more time to set it up. Throws it short to Cribley here, and going away in that. Lay back to Coleman. Coleman puts a good-looking ball in, and Rawson heads away to the edge of the area. Sliced there from, I believe it's Jamie Yates who has sliced that one wide of the goal. If he hits that sweetly, well, I don't know if Townsend can stop it, but he doesn't get it properly, and it's going to be a goal kick for Stocksbridge now. Back for Townsend to take this one. Plays it short here to Grayson, and he's going to send it long. Looking for Rawson here. He heads it backwards, and both teams are appealing for throw-ins, and Sheffield FC win the appeal. It's going to go back to the oldest club now. Coleman throws it down the line, back to Tinker, takes a touch forward, gets it to Hogg, to Turner Aminu, turns and knocks it off Yates, and it's out to the ground again. I think whoever's the volunteer in the car park having to put some work in at the moment. As he throws it into Tinker, and he gets it back then to Hogg after a deflection. Knocks it forward. Poole has a head on. Rawson's going to go down the right wing here. And he's going to carry on going down the right wing. Needs some options in the middle. Tries to put the cross in. It's blocked. And it's going to be Stocksbridge's first corner of the second half here. I think, yep. We'll see the likes of Oglesby and Grayson go up now. Big opportunity for Stocksbridge to try and restore that 2-goal advantage, which would just make life so much easier for the rest of the second half. Be a bit more comfortable for Stocksbridge, who are just head by the one at the moment. Here comes Pool, look at the far post, missed everyone, going to go to the top end, and it's Newsham who's going to be on it first. He clears it away, look for another move. It's gone short to Dolman, who's intercepted, looking to get it down the line, but his pass has been blocked, and then it's cleared away, but Tinker will come and gather that one. Takes the touch, he's going to, and in his normal left-back position there, sends it long, looking for Watson, but headed away. 8 by Raw, then back to Hogg, who's going to head it back in that position, but that's going to go bounce out to be a throw-in for Sheffield FC. Taking his time here to go back to Raw for this throwing. Was a bit targeted, I think, by the long ball in the first half. We'll see if that continues in the second. As that throwing is headed on, looking for Manga, who touched it into midfield, but intercepted by Turner, who lays it off for Tinker as he goes back into right back now. He's going to carry it forward. Tinker's going to send it along, deflected a bit, but Rawson will still collect it. He's got a few men round him, and he passed it back to Hogg, but Liverpool comes in and intercepts it. Only goes back to Rawson here, and back to Hogg, who's trying to put it in the box, but with Rawson out on the right wing, no one's there, and Hall will have no trouble collecting it. Hall will send it long here. It's one that Manga will try and challenge for, but Tinker does head it away, and then the man he's headed it back to, Connor Cuts, gets clipped, and it's a free kick to Sheffield FC. And it's another difficult set piece for Stocksbridge to try and defend here. Just see Anthony Sanderson in our comments come on steals. Taking it short here. Here goes to Cuts, who's looking to get it through. Blocked the first time. Tinker's trying to get it out now, but he's back with Cuts on the right wing. He's getting some help from O'Connor, and then he's going to bounce off a few players as he tries to put the cross in. And eventually, the referee decides it's going to be a corner kick, which they've taken quickly and short. They're drilling it in across the end. Free header! Luke Manga scored against his former club.
Let's go to Sheffield.
In mistake against its former club, as we thought it might happen. Stocksbridge are now, Sheffield FC are now level in this one. It was the short corner routine that completely caught out the Steels, and I did wonder if I was going to be allowed, because it didn't seem like anyone was any ready for it, but Sheffield were, and they've took advantage of it. Ian Richards is absolutely seething at the linesman for that, and it is going to count. The referee's put it back in the centre circle, and Stocksbridge have to fight back after being 2-0 up in this one. Oh, passes it to Turn, then gets it to Poole on the right hand, but Benny Lover goes in, sign challenge for Poole, peels there, and the referee is going to hold it. He got to the foot on the ball there first. I don't think there was anything in it. It was a tough challenge, but I think it was a fair one. I'm very surprised a free kick's being given in, and if there's any card, I think it'll be a very poor decision from the referee, and it's going to cause Ian to probably get into even more anger. Benny's still down there. Referee taking his time over it as the referee talks to Benny Lavu's on the ground. And he's going to try and clear, and the physio is going to come on here. He got to the ball first here, and there's actually some pushing and shoving between Luke Hogg and one of the Sheffield players. Rory Coleman's trying to make some appeals to the linesman, it seems. He kept his foot low to the ground, Thomas Poole, as well there, so I was actually surprised that the free kick was given. That's a typical non-league tough challenge for me. But we will see what the referee says. Ben Townsend's even gone up to try and plead the case, but hopefully we'll see what we're just waiting for the referee to make his. And it's going to be a yellow card for Thomas Poole there. I think there was a fear when you see the game stop for challenges. Like it can end up being a red, but nothing given there. It's going to be a yellow card. And Benny Lewis continues to get treatment here. Sheffield continue to press. They've had all the ball in this second half, and Sheffield Stocksbridge need to get back into this one and play just as they did in the first 35 of the first. So now it's here on the left-hand side with a free kick for Sheffield FC. quite deep one, but and he's going to clip it into the box. And then Townsend is going to claim it completely. And he's going to send quickly along, looking for Watson, see if he can cause a problem here. Watson is going to get somewhat of a touch, but he's going to be crowd out free before Coleman's able to head it back to Hall. Currently 58 minutes gone in this game. It is 2-2 between Sheffield and Stocksbridge. Stocksbridge had been 2 up, but have now let that lead go. Hebburn are now 1-0 upon Dunstan. And McPaul Concept 2-0 upon Ashington through Scott Fenwick, and Grantham have equalised against Bell through Akil Francis. As Ronson just let it go past him to Coleman, who's going to pass it back to Hall now, and Hall slices the ball out of play, and it hits the top of the pub. And now it's going to be a throw into Stocksbridge. Stocksbridge need to do a lot to get back into this one. The defence not been as strong today, especially since going 2-0 up. Tinker running down line 2. Turner, who takes a heavy touch. He keeps it in though, and just about you're going to look to get the ball in, but Benny Lulavu blocks it. It's going to be a throw-in. Not really the first time we've actually seen Stocksbridge keep the ball down at that end for a decent amount of times. He throws it to Poole, and then trying to get it down to the corner flag, tries to knock it past here to O'Connor, but it's been well intercepted, and Sheffield will try and launch that, but that's been blocked, and Stocksbridge keeping it down in that corner before Sheffield win the ball back and then are able to clear. Hogg's going to head it back forward here to Rawson, who's trying to control and get it down the right-hand side, but it's going to go back here to O'Connor, touches to Hogg, trying to get left side to Watson, who's looking to turn his man, but he's cleared out and goes to Mangum, who clears it, and then Hogg goes in with a bit of late one. Advantage is given, and they're going to try and get it down the right wing, but Dolman covers it, and then goes back to Townsend, who boots it upfield. Headed backwards there by Sheffield, but it's given by Yates, who heads it onto left-hand side. Back here to Tinker now. He's going to allow it to go out for a throw-in. Back now here to Grierson, who touches it back now to Townsend, who sends it long, looking for Rawson here, who bit of a 5 foot in on him, but nothing given on that one. And then Rawson will go tumbling into him, and the free kick is given Sheffield's way. And it's going to be a free kick. Sheffield about on the halfway line here. Clips in along. Look for Mangum, who's come onto the left-hand side here. Mangum is going to keep it in. He's being pushed there by Hogg in the corner. There, he's going to get round, puts a good-looking cross in. Looks for far, and takes it. Oh, no, the lead here. Wants to beat his man, and now it's on. Screams. Huntley Cuts beats his man at the far post, and Sheffield FC up 3-2 up. It's all falling apart here for Stockbridge. Will need to make a few changes here, and I wouldn't be shocked if we see some very quickly, because it all has gone wrong in this second half. It's interesting, comes from that free kick that Sheffield FC have got. Not long after Rawson got foot in the chest, and Rawson then frustratingly giving the free kick away. And it's been a very, very poor performance from Stocksbridge since going 2-0 up. But there's still plenty of this game left to go. It goes back to Hogg here, who's going to immediately try and get it to the right wing to Rawson, but he's over it and it's gone out of play. And that's a very frustrated pass, and Stocksbridge now just seemingly throwing this game away. Throwing down the line here from Coleman, going down. Hogg will head it back and then head it back here to Newsham. Knocks it long here, and it's going to just bounce out of play for a Stocksbridge throw-in. Tinker throws it down to Poole, and then there's going to be a substitution after the throw-in was taken. Sheffield FC will make the first, well, two substitutions, it seems. Looks like Mark Newsham is going to be one of the men off. So he's coming off. Luke Aldrich is going to replace him. And Adam Watson is the other man coming on as well.
Number 12, Luke Aldrich, replacing number 10, Mark Newsham.
So AC is coming off. It looks like it's going to be Jamie Yates coming off for Adam Watson.
Also substitution, Coming on, number 15, Adam Watson. For number 4, Jamie Yates.
So back for Tinker to take this throw in now, as we have the two substitutions for Sheffield FC. Stocksbridge look like they're preparing one as well as Tinker throws it now. Here, two pull back to Tinker, who's going to send one long. Watson is going to try and chase its head away from him into midfield. Goes to Cribley. Rawson will challenge it as it's sideways and is trying to avoid man as he then lays it off here to O'Connor, who's looking for a shot, can't get it, gives it to Turner, who's trying to evade pressure here. Now spreads it out to left hand side, but it's been blocked there before Stocksbridge managed to get somewhat of a foot onto it. Still with cuts, though, he's able to clear it down here. Oglesby's trying to press down with it, and it goes down to Grayson, and Grayson will try and turn his man before sending it long. No one there for it, and I think the advantage was given for a foul on Oglesby, and Stocksbridge will get the ball back from the free kick. Aldrich causing problems already for Sheffield FC attack. Back for Townsend now, who will send it long, looking for Rawson. Head up into the air by Sheffield FC though, and then won by Tink on the right hand side. Then back to Hogg, who spreads it onto the right for Curtis Turner, who's going to let it down to Thomas Cole on the right hand side. He hauls it up. He's trying to look for see if he can get the balls in. Pass it sideways here to the middle, but it's a heavy touch. Stockbridge just by keeping him, put the ball across, headed out, but it's going to go out to play first. It's goal kick there. Stocksbridge not being able to get many attacks going since. And it looks like it's Jack Tinker there who made that ball run for, has been injured in the process, and it could be a substitute. But Ross Goodwin is going to come on for Stocksbridge. Now, the man who should be on his honeymoon right now, but if you may have seen the news, there's air traffic control problems. That's stopped it. That's delayed his flight. So because his flight's delayed, he's come down to play for Stocksbridge. Just wait to see who might be coming off for Ross Goodwin. It looks like it's going to be the goal scorer Alex O'Connor coming off. So Ross Goodwin on for Alex O'Connor. We'll add hopefully some steel, if you mind the pun, to this midfield.
Substitution for Stocksbridge. Coming on,
Ball
number 14,
going long here, headed on by Aldrich. Tinker goes in with the header forward, then header back into the midfield for Lullevu, who's going to head it into the path of Watson, who but Oglesby is able to clear it away. Rawson head on, no one there to peel off for him. Poole gets his foot onto it, and Poole's going to try and get the pass through, but it's too heavily here. Watson's actually going to do really well to keep that in, and he has kept it in. Watson's running at the defence. He's trying to run in, and he's trying to he gets into the box. Watson, great work. Wants to continue it, takes a shot, well saved. It's just behind Rawson, and Stocksbridge aren't able to get it in. It's cleared by Sheffield FC, and I think we'll get it back on this right-hand side. We are 66 minutes gone in this one as Grayson will gather it, lays it off now to Oglesby. Oglesby will pass it forward here to Turner. Pass back now to Oglesby. He's going to clip one long for Watson to try and chase. But offside flag is up though, and that stops the Stocksbridge attack. So back now here for Hall to take this free kick after the offside was given. Sent long here, head up into the air, and it's going to be won there by Cuts, who's taking it down to the right-hand side. Puts the ball in. It's back from Dolman. It's with Mangum in the box there. Goes down very lightly. Grayson gives him a look of seriously, but Mangum's still down. Looking, he may have actually got himself caught there because does look hurt, and I know Mangum's not that sort of player, and that's a worrying sign for Mangum. Brian Creswell is not very happy. It definitely was a penalty. Though none of the fans were appealing back here, which should tell you everything, but he is going to need some treatment. Back here. Brent Townsend's having a few words with the referee at the same time here. Wonder if we might see someone like Lewis McCaskill, who scored the winner against Sheffield FC the last time these Two sides face. Come on soon. Or if you're Fabio, who might cause some problems with his pace towards the end. Mangum just getting up quite gingerly here. Really, the only person that could have come on now is Curtis Morrison, if Mangum has to go off. Mangum will look like he will be able to continue, which is good news for Sheffield FC. Only scored one today, the equaliser from that short corner that caught out the Stocksbridge defence, so there was no whistle for it. Ian Richards very unhappy with that one. Can be thrown back to Oglesby here. Spreads it out now to Grayson. Plays it off now to Hogg, who passes it back to Oglesby and then get back to Grayson, who manages to turn well under pressure from Aldrich and gets it back to Oglesby. Stocksbridge do need to get the ball forward though, and Oglesby's going to try that with this pass forward to Rawson, and knocks it off himself and forced backwards, spreads it out to Watson on the left, but he's tackled there by Cuts and it's out for a Stocksbridge throw-in. Better from the Steels though, they're getting it forward now. There across the middle here to Thomas Poole. He's opening up his body, but he's blocked off from a shot. So he's going to carry on to go down the right-hand side. He's trying to get down the right, gets it here to Goodwin on the right, who passes it back to Hogg. Hogg's putting a ball in, headed away at the near post. Back to Hogg, who keeps it in with his chest. Lays it off the run for Goodwin on the right. Goodwin's going to put low cross in, blocked there by Raw, and it's going to be a corner kick on the right-hand side here for Stocksbridge. A chance to try and level the game. In what has been a topsy-turvy one with the Steels winning 2-0 and now 3-2 behind. Poole here with the corner. Here comes the corner. Trimmed in one, headed away confidently by Sheffield. Goes back to Love, who's got it, beats Dolman to it, and he gets away to the right-hand side and going to be chased down here. But and then Watson gets a shove in the back and nothing given for that one. And it looks like shoving in the back is fine. Throwing here to Sheffield FC on the right-hand side. So, throwing going down the line here. Turner will head it away, but it's out for another throw-in on this right-hand side. Waiting for the throwing going in towards Aldrich, who chests it down, and he's trying to get down the right-hand side. He keeps the ball, keeps it very well there, as Oglesby's going in on him here, and he's going to pass it outwards, and there's some space on the right-hand side for Sheffield FC before they give it back to the right here. Then to Cuts, and he's trying to get it back and put in still with Cuts, though, as he's been forced backwards here, looking to try and get the ball in. This is better from the Stocksbridge end, but they've got the pass through, as they say, better. Here comes the ball in, and Oglesby clears it away. Appeals for something from Sheffield FC, I'm not sure particularly what, as Watson clips the ball in, but Oglesby will head it away. Nulu gets it back, and it's going to be on for Mangum to get on the left-hand side. Takes a good touch, trying to get inside. Sigurdsson takes a shot, blocked. There's back with Mangum. Goodwin gets tackling. Appeals for a penalty, nothing given, and then a second sliding challenge from Goodwin gets the foul. And then Rory Coleman's got in on Hogg, and there's a raised hand from Ndlovu there, and there is a scrap in the middle here, and I think there might be some cards coming out. It's Ndlovu who's got the hand out. There was an initial tackle there, fair tackle not given, and Ndlovu's continuing, and there should be, I would not be shocked if a red card comes out here, because there has been a few raised hands into faces, which is a straight red if it's been spotted by the ref. There's only a yellow card out from the referee. Mangum is just struggling to his feet, still down on his knees here. Referee will need to send some bookings out here. Benny Ndlovu needs a red card really, because he put a hand into the face of Luke Hogg. So I will be shocked if there is no. Well, he's got the yellow out. That's what it's going to be. But it looks like he will. Well, there'll be no red card. I don't think here. He's got the yellow out. Curtis Turner, who I didn't actually, one of the ones I didn't see. It's Luke Hogg who was the one I thought who would be more involved, who would have got the booking. He seems to have not be getting anything. So yellow card for Curtis Turner and a yellow for Ndlovu, which is, I'm surprised nothing more has been given there. And it will be a free kick for Sheffield FC from a very dangerous spot. So this is one that will be up to Townsend more than anything, and the wall staying strong. Obviously, Stocksbridge comes in from a very similar position against Cleethorpes Town a couple of weeks ago in the FA Cup. This game may be beyond the Steels very shortly. Luke Mangum standing over it. There's 4 players standing over it. Kind of cuts his there as well. Rory Coleman, another former Steel. I also think that booking went to the wrong person. I don't think it's been Kurt problem. Most likely it's been Luke Hogg. Here comes the shot. It's free kick and it's over there. And it'll be a goal kick for the Steels. 73 minutes gone. 17 minutes for Stocksbridge to try and get an equaliser, which they'll be very unhappy that they're in this position of being 2-0 up in this one. Back for Townsend to take.
This is 618. That's 618. Thanks everyone for coming this afternoon.
And it looks like there is going to be a Stocksbridge substitution with Luke Rawson heading off. And I think there's going to be 2. Luca DeFalco and Lewis McCaskill are coming on. They'll have some decent amount of time to try and impact the game. Or is it just Lewis? I think it might just be Lewis McCaskill that's come on. Yes, it is just Lewis McCaskill who's come on there for, or Luke Rawson. We'll see how that changes the up front at the moment as it goes back to Oglesby here, who sends it forward here, but he loses the ball and it's going to be a free kick here. And Sheffield fans not happy with the referee here. As the quick free kick not allowed on this occasion. Back here for Townsend to take this one now.
Substitution for Stocksbridge coming off number 9 Luke Rawson, replaced by number 16
Townsend putting the ball into the box. Oh, he's trying to get a touch onto it, but he can't get enough to knock it across the 6-yard box, and it's going to be a goal kick for Sheffield. Back for Hall to take this. So Hall will take this goal kick, sending it long here. Looks like Domin will get a header onto it. Actually, Mangum's beaten him to it, headed it sideways. Hogg's fighting for it, takes a touch out to left, but it is going to go back here to Sheffield FC, who are on the attack again. But the tackle goes in, and it's going to be Stocksbridge's throw in here on that left-hand side. Right for Domino, throws it down, headed it out here. It's going to be another Stocksbridge throw in on the halfway line. Oh, throws it down, headed on. It's going to be chested and control. Goodwin gets a foot onto it, trying to drive forward. Goodwin fixed on before Sheffield FC are able to clear, but not very far. Turn misses the header, goes to Aldring now. Nudlovu. Then to Mangum on the right, who clips it over the top to the right side, but then back now here for Townsend, who's quickly going to take it. Looks to get it to the right-hand side, gets it to Tinker here, who's opened up a bit from on the right-hand side. He lays it off for Watson on the right, who's going to look to cut inside, lays the pass off, tries to back heel it, but Sheffield FC blocked that. Watson needs to chase it down. He's been a bit slow to Sheffield FC and get to it first because of that. They're able to clear. Mangum will look to try and turn this into attack. Tackle those in from Grayson, but Mangum keeps it, and it's on the right side, and Sheffield FC have the counter opportunity here. And they're going to go down the right-hand side. Creswell appealing for a foul, nothing given. Goes down and Sheffield FC in the box, get it to the sideways. It's with Aldrich looking for the shot, not there, covered by Grayson, and comes a lofted ball up to the far post. Mangan's header, but it's more defensive header, and then Goodwin takes touch away. Goodwin is going to pass it forward to Watson, who then gets it to Hogg, and Hogg's going to clip forward to Poole, touch it back to Watson. It's a good play here, and Watson's going to get down the right-hand side. He cuts in, looking the ball, looking here for Poole. Poole's going to take to the shot, well saved from Hall, and then well blocked by Clutz. I think it's bounced out. I think must be a throw in there next to the flag. It was great play, and it's a great tackle from Sheffield FC to stop Poole from getting his first of the season. From going in to the left-hand side, then Back again, ball going in. No one really there, but headed away in the 6-yard box. Hogg will challenge, heads it back into the box, and it's going to be challenged for by McCaskill, who gets a foot onto it, keeps it in, but is then given by Watson, who's able to clear it away. Mangum looks to press it back, but Stockbridge almost in midfield. Aldrich, good, powerful holding up from him, and then a free kick is given for, I'm going to presume, the earlier foul on Mangum. That's the only thing I could see anyway, so. I think actually the offside flag had gone up there, so. 78 minutes gone in this game. I would expect to see either Ify Fabu or Luca De Falco coming on soon as well. There's a last throw that I put. Sheffield FC are going to make the final substitution. It is Ted Cribley coming off. And someone wearing number 14 who we didn't get told about before. I think we knew that.
Substitution for Sheffield. Coming on number 14, Sam Greenhouse.
Sam Greenhouse, who we were has now just come on. So that's a strange one. We were told he's injured and outer it, but obviously not. So Greenhouse is the man who has come on there. And so Ed Hall's come very high up to take this free kick. He's going to send it diagonal. And he does get it to Mangum, but Tinker gets a touch in, gets it to Watson, who turns and he'll look to run, but he holds it back a bit and then tries to take on Mangum. Instead, he's going to pass it back to Tinker, who then passes it to Hogg and then lays it off now here for Oglesby. Oglesby will knock it long forward here, looking for McCaskill, who's having his shirt pulled all the way, and nothing is being given for it, and he's still having his shirt pulled as he's trying to get away, and then his pass is intercepted. Hogg then passes it now to Poole. Look at the shot. He's going to take the shot and it's straight at Hall. And Lewis McCaskill was just, you could see his chest from here. I mean, even the Sheffield FC officials is telling me the same as well. And that's when you know it's a bad decision, when even the bias of my bias is being reflected. Well, and the bias of the Sheffield FC official, they'll always want their team and want their decisions, is telling you that was a wrong choice. That was a. The referee, I think, has lost a bit of control in this second half. He's had quite a lot of things to go as Sheffield FC are on the attack here. They're trying to lay off the shot. Mangum looking for his space. Tinker misses his tackle. Mangum on the left-hand side trying to clip it into another ball. It's Sheffield FC and the man who hit the face of Luke Hogg has scored. And that shows you how the because he shouldn't be on the pitch, but he has just scored. Because he did take contact with Luke Hogg's face there. And, well, that's unfortunately how it goes sometimes. So Stockbridge have conceded 4 now, and it's just going to be, after being 2-0 very disappointing. And Stockbridge will need to do a lot of repairing now, or need their own miracle if in the last 10 minutes of this game they want to get back into, get anything out of it. Grantham are 2-1 up on Belper. Rodrigo Goncalves has scored. Back to Hogg now, and Stockbridge get the game underway. He's going to tip it on, looking for Watson on the right-hand side, just over Watson's head. And Watson will look to try and keep it in, though, and he does just about, and he's going to put a ball in, but it's out to play first anyway. Back for Hall now to take this goal kick. Pat Hall just taking his time over this one, as it looks like there might be someone coming off the Stocksbridge bench now. Hall sending it long. As Oglesby heads it away. Goodwin goes in there, but loses it, but goes back to Oglesby again, who heads it forward and head it back. And then Grayson will head it back, and now he goes to Mango, chests it down, and then Hogg will collect it to his feet, tries to escape the pressure, gets it forward, and shove on him is penalised, and it will be a free kick. As Oglesby will take it. Referee eventually giving us a foul. Sent long here, looking for Tinker, who heads it into the box. It's Poole trying to run in. It's bounced clear of him. Goes to Watson, who's trying to take it to the left. Goes to McCaskill left side. No offside flag given. Back to Dolman, who's looking to get it down to the left, and he's trying to get a cross in, and he's going to put it right-footed in, but cleared away by Watson at the near post and out for a throw-in. So it's going to be a throw now for Dolman to take. Stockbridge doing all they can as it gets to the left-hand side back here. Yep, on the right side, back now to Hogg. Hogg taking the touch, and he's going to clip it and look at that far end, and it's headed away. Peels for a free kick. Sheffield FC, which are given, as we probably would expect at this point. So, free kick here for Hull to clear away. We are in the 83rd minute of this game. So back for Hull for the goal kick. Winston are 1-0 up on Bridlington. Daniel Walker has scored from there. Hull sends this one long, and Oglesby will look to head it away and gets it to Hogg, then back to Tinker. Tinker will flip it long, look for Poole, who tries to flick it on, but it goes more backwards, and that does allow someone to come in and click Sheffield player to click out and out for a throw-in. Back for Tinker now, who's going to throw it down in, and back to Tinker, who gives it back to Watson, but he comes off him, and it's going to be Stocksbridge throwing, surprisingly. I thought that was going to be Sheffield FC's. I thought it came off Watson last. It goes in and bounces off the back of the head of a Sheffield player who didn't see it coming, and it's going to be another Stocksbridge throwing further up. Goes into Watson. He's going to put the cross in, misheaded, and it's cleared away. Mangan will then pass it out, and Sheffield are able to get it away. Looking here for Grayson, who slipped over, and then Aldrich is going to try and get clear here. Grayson's recovered quite well. Actually, he's going to take the shot, but it's straight at Townsend. And Townsend's going to roll it out immediately to Hogg. I don't think Hogg really realised what he was doing, and I'll pass it out to Oglesby now. Lays it off now to Turner. Turner will knock it forward, and it's to no one in particular, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. Very poor pass from Turner. 85 minutes gone now. Oh, not very only 5 minutes for Stockbridge to get 2 goals, and it doesn't look like the third sub.
Match sponsored by our match sponsors today, Mets International, goes to number 9, Luke Mangan.
So back for Hall to take this goal kick now, as Ifya Fabu will be the last throw of the dice for Ian Richards. He's sending it long here. Grayson will head it away. Watson then heads it onto Poole, who gets it to Castill, flicking out, looking for Poole, and then it's back now for Hall, who's going to go to his feet with Poole going to press him. Back now. He's going to take his time with it, as you wouldn't be shocked. Kicks it out, looking in here for Aldrich, but Oglesby heads away, and then Hogg knocks it long for Watson to try and chase. Watson keeps it in well. He's going to face up with Coleman. He's cutting on the inside. Watson puts the ball across, and then it's a missed kick there. And it's going to go trail out for a goal kick. The approach play from Stockbridge is not bad, but there's no real finishing, frustratingly. And substitution is Dan Grayson is going to come off for Ifya Fabu. That is the last thing that Ian Richards will do. Ball going long here. Oglesby will head it away but then there's appeals for foul for Sheffield FC, not given, as it goes down to the right-hand side for Mangum, who's been forced backwards, and he's going to put it back in the field, and it's going to get collected in acres of space there, but the short pass is taken here to Cuts, who keeps it on this right-hand side. Back to Mangum on the right, then to Cuts. Then Cuts is looking to get his cross in, but he will be happy to keep it in the corner flag for there, and that's what he is going to do, and it's still fighting for it is Dolman, and then they're trying to go in. Dolman's on his shirt pulled at the same time. It's going to bounce out to be a Sheffield FC throw-in. They are on the right-hand side for Sheffield here. Throw-in goes to Aldrich. Poor touch from him, and he has to battle to keep it in. He does so, though. And then gets it back. Ball clipped forward to Kutsu. He's going to look to try and get it back to that corner flag, but he's been well robbed by Hogg, who gets it forward, and then Turner will clear it away to Poole, who touches it sideways, and he keeps it in, looking for the runner of Fabu, and Fabu has kept it in well on the left. Indicated onside, looking on the left, trying for the ball in, but he's been blocked off there. Back to Poole, who's looking to get it on his right, but the pressure comes in, and he's lost the ball there, and Sheffield FC are able to clear it away. Headed away. Back into midfield to Dorman. Dorman carrying it forward to a Fabe, who takes the touch inwards, and he's going to get it back there before it's clipped forward. It's headed away, and then bonked out. It's going to be a throw-in on this left-hand side. Back now here for Dolman. Dolman will throw it in. Headed backwards. It's going to bounce the box. Luvu clears it upwards into the air. It's become vital for Sheffield FC since the incident where he put a hand into the face of Luke Hogg and only got the booking for it. As it's clipped long for Mangum to try and chase down the left-hand side, and Tinker will get it for throw-in. Gets it back now for Townsend, who takes the touch. We are in the 89th minute. We'll expect to have 5 minutes of added time, which seems about right, as well as long for Goodwin on the right-hand side. Puts the ball in here to Hogg, who's looking to turn. He goes down under pressure. I don't think that was enough for the penalty, and Ludlovu will clear it away. Mangum chests it down well as Tinker puts pressure on, and he passes it back in. Then it's Watson here will get it. He's going to go down this right-hand side. Pass it inwards and looks for the 1-2 to get back, but it's not enough, and Coleman will gather it, and he'll clear it away. Gets it to Mangum, but he passes it right to Turner here, and he gets shoved off it by Alder, but Turner's staying on the ball really well. Gets down the right-hand side. Back here to Watson. Looks to cut inside. Left-footed ball in, and it's going to be headed away at the far post there. And then unchallenged header away for Sheffield FC. Onto the left-hand side now. Kept in well. Looks for the run of Dorman. Dorman here puts a good, strong, low crossing. Sliced up into the air. It's going to be fought for here, but Hall claims it well under pressure. We're into the added time. 30 seconds into added time here. So out for Hall here. Hall is going to send it long here, looking for Oglesby, who's going to head it away. Then back, long clip, long, and it's going to be blocked off there by Pete Dorman, who plays it. Poole's going to touch it on, and McCaskill will look to chase it, but Coleman almost passed it to McCaskill, but gets it to back to Hall anyway, and he's able to clear away. Townsend's going to call for this one as it goes back into his arms. He then quickly sends it long, but it's a poor one to Nudlovu. Then cuts inside, and then he's going to get it cross field, but no one there. Back here to Townsend. Townsend will send this to Watson, but Nudlovu cuts it out again and heads it out to play for a throw-in. Tinker throws it in now towards Turner. Then Turner will clip it on, looking for Poole, takes a touch. Poole looking to get it across behind Faber, who's looking to turn and shoot. Blocks deflected, and it's still in. Hogg's going to try and put the ball back in, but it's headed away over the top of Turner. And then Aldrich will look to control and get it away. And Watson's challenging and trying to keep it in a dangerous position. Goodwin has it on the right-hand side. He's going to take shots, blocked back to Watson, who puts another one in, but it's poor and out for a goal kick. We're getting close to the end here now. We're into the 2nd minute of added time. Stockton a 2-0 upon Newton Aycliffe. Elliot Badow scored there and confirmed Stockton's win. Hall will then prepare to take this goal kick. Ball goes long, and it's over the top of Oglesby, but Dolman will go back to make sure it's safe, and he does collect that one. Takes a few touches, carries it forward. He's looking for his long option. He thinks he's picked it out as he's looking for a Fabu here who will head it on, then goes it to Poole, who's looking to find McCaskill with that header, and he's going to battle for it, McCaskill, and he's trying to get through, but I think Watson won that battle, and there's some shirt pulling on McCaskill again, and then it's out for a Sheffield FC throw-in. Back on the right-hand side here for Cuts to take the throw. Big throwing down line, headed it away, but to Goodwin, then lays it off to Turner, who's going to look to get it to Watson on the right-hand side, looking to isolate his man. He's going to put the cross in first time, but Coleman blocks it. Coleman's going to then look to try and keep it in, but it's actually Nodlovu who keeps it in, and then it's Watson in. It's like well tackled by Tinker, but then it's that tackle goes back to a Sheffield defender. Townsend will take the touch and send it forward here, but it's to no one in particular, and Paul will claim that one. That is getting close to it. It is. We are in the very last minute, so I think the result is that Sheffield FC will win this game. Now, after Stocksbridge being 2-0, that's the worst part about it today. We can complain about the referee, and we will, as Hogg just gets a foul here, because the referee, I think, did become pivotal at moments. But in the end, Stocksbridge have not been good enough. And you should never let a 2-goal lead slip as Poole tried to slip one through, but it's been blocked away. And Hogg will now get it back now. And he's going to get shunted into by Aldrich. A free kick will be given for that one. And Aldrich will get told off for obstruction there. Now it's back for Townsend, who is going to get it crossfield, looking for the far end of the box. It's headed away though, only to Dom on the left hand side. And it's full time. Not only matter. But 2-0 behind. There will be some controversy in this game. Should have been happy with the equalising goal, Sheffield FC. A corner taken before the whistle of the referee, which would not be pulled back. Mangum scoring there. And also the bit of a scrap we had where no red cards were given, despite the fact that Benny Nudlovu, who scored the first goal, had a big, a shove into the face of Lou Howe. The referee making himself the centre of things at times in the game. But Sheffield not good. Sheffield Stocksbridge were not good enough. They've lost 4-2 after being 2-0 up. A very disappointing result. We'll see you a week on Saturday for the next game. Might be Adam Allcroft. We're sponsored by Jason Wilson, Carpet Fitter. What?